Hi, my name is Alyssa Colasanti, and I'm a third-year marketing major at The Ohio State University. And today, I want to discuss with you saying no and the implications that come with it for Season 3, Episode 12. And today, I am very fortunate to bring the Sarah Miller from Kentucky on our show. She is an expert in saying no, and I think that we can all learn a little bit from her, so I'm very grateful that she could make it today for this podcast.
Thank you for inviting me.
So let's just hop right into it. In today's world, many of us are people pleasers and are afraid to do this one thing: say no. Saying no is the pathway to saying yes to the things we truly want to do. So Sarah today is going to help me talk about the importance of saying no and the repercussions that come with not standing up for yourself. We're first going to talk about how we both struggle with saying no. I know I have struggled to say no to other people because I didn't want them to view me differently or to think that I didn't care about them. Sarah, can you think of a time that you knew you should say no to someone but said yes anyways, and why?
Of course I can. I used to do it all the time. One example of me not saying no would be just casually when someone was like, hey, do you want to hang out in 2 weeks on a Friday night? We can do this. And I'd be like, oh yeah, for sure. Kind of knowing in my head I'd bail out at the last minute. And so I actually made it my New Year's resolution to just flat out say no to things that I didn't think I was actually going to do. So that way, not only was I saying no right off the bat, but also I didn't have to leave other people hanging on a string.
Oh, that's awesome. How do you think that's changed your life so far since it's almost the end of 2018?
I would say that I don't have to feel bad about canceling plans because now I don't, unless something actually comes up, and I'm able to just make time for me.
That's awesome. So I'm going to go over The Artist Saying No by Damien Zahariadis. I've just finished this book, and I wanted to talk to you about the ideas that they had in this book, because you seem like you're such a good expert on being able to say no.
What if I say no?
Well, then, this would be a very short podcast, wouldn't it then?
I'm going to say yes.
All right, thank goodness. You didn't have to if you didn't want to, but we do appreciate you being here today. Thank you. So, an excerpt of the book is, it's hardest to say no to people I care about. It's a lot easier to say no to strangers because I don't have to feel bad because I won't know how they feel about it in a week or in a month's time. I won't ever see them again, so I don't feel as bad. So I think part of why I struggle to say no stems from the connection I have with the people that are in my lives. What do you think? Do you think that's how it works for you, or is that common as you are an expert in saying no?
I think that's a starting point. And then once you get used to it and it's no longer saying no is no longer something that's out of your comfort zone, it becomes a lot easier to do.
I agree with that. And there's an excerpt from this book on page 46, in case you ever wanted to go back and read that chapter.
Definitely flip back to that page. The suspense is killing me. What does page 46 say?
It says, I'm so glad you're so intrigued by this book. I thought it was very intriguing as well. It says the line, do you regularly say yes to people to seem valuable in their eyes? And
no.
No.
That's my answer. Absolutely not. I don't say yes to people. My time is worth money. If I say yes to people, then they think that I have tons of time to spare. So in order to seem like I have more worth, I'm saying no.
So what kind of events do you say yes to?
Ones I want to go to.
Such as?
I don't know, I just kind of stay in my house a lot, okay? It makes me happy.
You know what? That's totally fine. I am not here to judge you. I just wanted to know what your precious time was spent doing. That is a great reason. For me, I had to sit down and think about when I say yes And do I actually want to say no? So for me, this line, I really connected with it because I think I do say yes to people to make them think I'm more valuable, to want to keep me around. Because without these connections, what do I really have?
See, my perspective is when you say yes, then you're easily available. People want things. Like, let's take baseball cards. If you say yes to everyone all the time, people are like, oh, that baseball card is worth nothing. But if you say no and you don't regularly say yes to people, when you do, it's like, holy cow, Sarah's coming. She's a hot commodity. I've made it. She's coming to my event.
So do you think by saying no to everyone, you've actually created yourself a pedestal? So when you do go somewhere...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you do.
I'm the trophy.
You are. I mean, it's not bad to be a trophy. Everyone, who doesn't want to be a trophy?
One day I'll be a trophy wife.
Oh, well, that is just another good goal, I guess, depending on what you're going for. Anyway, that was one quote I really stuck out to me, but I guess I have a lot of growing to do to get on your level with saying no. Have you ever said yes to a friend because you feared saying no would cost you a rewarding life experience? They call it FOMO, the fear of missing out. Do you ever experience the FOMO?
No.
Never.
Well, yeah. But I don't want to talk about it. That's a no subject.
It's a no subject. Okay, well, yes, this I understand because, I connected with this as well in the book. It was about 3/4 of the way through, and it just kind of like...
What page? In case I want to read it in my bedroom alone.
Page 86.
Oh, okay. 86. Okay.
So, you can go through that. And for me, I end up going to parties or events because I want to make memories with the people I care about, even if I know I should have said no. So I end up getting myself in predicaments with people that I care about, but in situations that I didn't actually want to do, which for me, I kind of had to analyze what will be good for me in the long run. If I don't go to this, can I plan something that will be more rewarding for not only me, but the people around me? So after going through this book, I think the overall meaning is to learn how to be more comfortable for yourself. And to do that, you have to say no when it's best for you. Have you found that, you've grown more when you say no versus when you say yes?
For sure. I say no to clothes. I feel way more free. It's liberating.
I guess that...
Saying no has given me so much more insight into the world.
And can you elaborate on that a little bit for me?
Well, you see, when you shut one door by saying no, another door opens, and a new opportunity occurs that you didn't even know was going to happen.
And have you found yourself going through those new doors and finding that fantastic experience by saying no to get something to say yes?
Yes!
Oh, fantastic. I am so glad that you have found that. I mean, yeah. I hope I'm getting better through the art of saying no. This book has really helped me, but I have still a lot of progress to make. And I started to work on this. I don't know if you did this when you started to say no to things, but I would write every day in my journal something that I said no to. And whether it be just, do you want to upgrade 25 cents for a bigger size at McDonald's, which honestly they got me a lot with that and I gained a couple pounds. So I've seen a big difference. That was one of them. But another one is I just started to say no to the people that didn't make me feel good when I left them. And saying no really gave me the opportunity to grow and to find more time for myself by saying no to those people that hurt me more than helped me. And it used to be a huge daunting task, and I'd feel bad for letting a friend, family member, or even someone I did not care about make me feel down. It feels good to help others, and it made me feel more fulfilled when I helped others, when it was good for me as well. Because I often find myself getting so lost in helping others that I lost all the time I had for myself, and I'm focusing on improving myself. So how do you think it would change your life to continue to say no to others? What pathway do you feel like you're going down, Sarah? Is it helping or...
I think it's totally helping, because instead of saying yes to every single thing that's happening, I think when I used to say yes to everything and just kind of go with the flow, I then looked back and realized that, what am I actually passionate about? Who do I actually like to hang out with? What are my hobbies? And I didn't know, because all I did was go with the flow and say yes to everybody. So by saying no to events or activities, I was able to spend more time figuring out what I personally like to do and what qualities that I liked in people or in myself, etc.
So if you made saying no a habit, you actually gave yourself more time for you, and you were able to find your hobbies, like the book. I found that if making saying no a habit, I found I was able to have more me time. I learned to touch my toes. I meditate more often. I'm able to give my time when it's convenient for me and helpful for me. What hobbies have you developed since you've been doing this for all of 2018, and I've only been doing this for this semester?
Well, I've picked cooking. I really enjoy baking. I got a dog, so teaching him new tricks has been fun. Also traveling. It takes a lot of time to travel, so saying no to other people allows me more time and more weekends to do that. So just little stuff for me.
And when you started to say no to people, was that hard, or was it easy, or did you feel anxious about saying no? The confrontation for me, at least, has been hard, at least to start, but then it got easier. So how about you?
I think I would agree with that. I feel like in order for you to really make something a habit, it just takes time. So in the beginning, yes, it was uncomfortable, but now once you're used to it, it's not bad at all.
That's fantastic, and it's really improved your life, it seems, so I'm really happy for you as well. And once again, that's pretty much the art of saying no. And thank you, Sarah, so much for being on the podcast show with us today. This episode is going to be wonderful. I can feel it.
Much for allowing me to be a part of this podcast, and I hope that I have helped other people realize that saying no is really saying yes for yourself.